Many of us reach this stage of our lives and we think something's wrong with us because things are changing. Now, it might be physical, it might be emotional, it might be mental. Perhaps we're struggling with brain fog. Perhaps we're feeling like maybe we're going through early dementia. It can feel like that. And it can feel like that because we don't have the full picture. And that's one of the reasons why we make sure we do have a lot of free resources around menopause and perimenopause for anyone who wants to learn more. But that aside, the big things that come out of this stage of our life is often an identity shift. There's a sense that who I was before is not who I am now. And I know if I think back on who I was, or even 1 year ago, it's a completely different person because I've wanted to create something more in my life. I've wanted to expand and to find ways of helping other women not just get through the hormonal shift, but actually to discover what it is that we want with our lives and the feelings of fulfillment that come with that. Now, as a result of all these things, our priorities do start changing. Depending on what your financial situation is, you might find yourself moving away from that focus on where am I going to earn the money and more towards how do I actually want to feel in my day. Now, I know that's not in a spot that all of us have the privilege of being in, particularly in the current economic environment, but where we can find more meaning in our day or in our career or in our lives, it really does make it worthwhile. For a long time, I've had the belief, I guess you might say, or the mantra, that as long as wherever I was in my life, I could look back and feel that I had lived a fulfilling life. Like if I died tomorrow, would I feel like I had lived my life to the fullest? Now, there were definitely times when I felt so lost and so overwhelmed that that wasn't the case. But overall, big picture, great. But it is something that we can use to help us to kind of, I guess, flag when things aren't going so well. So if you're stuck in a job where, every day you get up, and maybe you're crying, maybe you're just dreading getting to work, going to work, even getting out of bed. And sometimes that's a sign that we have too many things on too, and not enough to look forward to. Now, the thing with this stage is when we notice that things aren't going well and we're actually awakened to the idea that things could be better, it gives us the power to start making choices. Now, our choice might be to stay where we are and continue on, but that ability to make it our choice and not something that we're stuck with is incredibly empowering. And it doesn't mean we can't make micro changes that are going to make it better. Now, one of the things I know I've noticed since going through the menopause stage is I am not prepared to take someone else's crap. I'm really not. But what that means is that it changes the way I receive things. It's not personal about me. Sometimes things become very much personal about the other person. And your whole attitude can shift. And when our attitude shifts, how we respond and feel shifts in turn. And it can be well, I don't know what their problem is, or anything else at all. Whatever it takes to help you feel like you are more alive, that you are more in control, and that this is a life that you want to live. The thing with growth is it does feel uncomfortable before it becomes empowering. And these early steps might be just what you need to start you on that first step of your growth journey. I'm Tanya Rutherford, and this is Queen Bee Rising.